Hello, my name is Kyle Marshall. This is YouTube News. Thank you so much for joining me this week. There's a lot of stuff to cover, so let's get right to it. VEVO and YouTube. It's a little bit contentious. What VEVO does is it has a bunch of different YouTube channels, all devoted to specific musical artists. It's a way that they can kind of promote their music videos and that type of thing. As people move away from traditional media, really YouTube has become MTV of the internet generation. Both sides are kind of symbiotic to the other one. YouTube kind of likes VEVO being around because it generates a lot of views for them. And VEVO really likes YouTube because that's where people are going to watch videos. As it appears right now, it looks like YouTube is going to be buying a 30% stake in VEVO, which is very interesting because VEVO right now has a really interesting business model. 50% of its revenue goes to the studios that it has to interact with, so like Sony and Universal. 30% would now go to YouTube, which leaves only 20% operating costs, so it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to actually kind of fulfill themselves as a business. This is also something that's not unique to YouTube, to go and actually buy into a company. They did it with Machinima here a few months ago, and now they're doing it with VEVO, or hopefully they're going to do it with VEVO. It's not a signed deal here as of yet, but that's what it looks like it's going to be. Now, talking about Machinima, there is this really interesting article that you can read about how some YouTubers are fighting back with the advent of these YouTube networks like Machinima, like Maker Studios. There does seem to be a little of a butting of heads from the content creators and these YouTube networks, and what they feel, or what the creators feel, are really damaging contracts that they're making them sign. Contracts that are like in perpetuity, so for the end of time and whatever other media may be around from till the end of time, the networks are going to own their content, not the creators owning their content. So this has been created a lot of controversy. I mean, the biggest one that everyone knows about right now is the Ray William Johnson versus Maker Studio fight that happened, but as we kind of go through this, Machinima is kind of guilty of this too. Maker Studios seems to be, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this all shakes out. Really, the biggest takeaway from all of this is that if you are a content creator and a network approaches you, really read the fine print and see if it's going to be worth it for you to sign or if it's not. 2013 is going to be a very interesting year for online video because right now, YouTube is losing views. It hit its cap here early in 2012 and has since then lost a lot of views to other websites on the internet. Those other sites are actually gaining traction while YouTube is kind of falling in traction. I think it has a lot to do with how people find videos. YouTube no longer is a really great place to go and try and find interesting content. I mean, as a power user, I can kind of figure it out and kind of go and trying to find the things that I'm interested in seeing. But for someone who, say, doesn't have a YouTube account or doesn't have a Gmail account and is coming and trying to find content on the site, I don't think it's designed for those people anymore. It's really hard to find stuff that isn't viral videos, music videos, or some kind of combination of those two. Really, it's not designed to find kind of the mid-range YouTubers that are kind of really doing great content. So it's going to be interesting to see if YouTube tries to combat that or if it's going to just have its head in the sand and continue to lose views throughout the year. Finally, Alan, and I can't pronounce his last name, I'm sorry, from Persistence of Video, and it was also one of the 5 Awesome Guys way back when. People don't know what I'm talking about anymore. He is writing another book. A few years ago, he actually wrote a book about how to begin with YouTube. Well, now, after things have changed to such a degree, it's no really longer relevant. So he's actually looking to rewrite the thing from scratch and is probably going to be asking for submissions and things to look for. I'm going to put a link for his video down in the description, whether it's below or to the side or wherever YouTube has decided to put it this week. You can find it there. And before I end this video, let's take a look at the top 10 most subscribed list as it is today. The people to look out for right now, PewDiePie, I think is going to be gaining traction here quite soon. I'm also very interested to see how the Machinima, Jenna Marbles, Nigahiga kind of all works itself out too, because I think that's going to be a whole flipperty-doo here pretty soon, and we'll see how that all shakes out. That's all I have to talk about here this week. If there's things that you think I should be talking about, leave them in the comments below. Also, all of the links to anything that I talked about in today's video is going to be in the description, again, wherever that happens to be, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you here next week.